iOS 15 was announced at Apple's 2021 WWDC event, so we've known the details for a little bit now. But it is finally available in September, so let's talk about some of the changes that came with it. Let's go. Hey, it's Andrew, and I'm sure by now you have likely upgraded your phone to iOS 15. iOS 15 brings some much needed updates that some might say were needed a year ago. But nonetheless, they're here and are very useful and do make the iPhone better. Better late than never, some say. Apple is, sometimes. Something that was needed a year ago was a way to share content with your friends on your iPhone in a way that was native to your device. We've likely all used FaceTime by now. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? But what if you could share a movie or a song with whomever you're calling? Well, in iOS 15, FaceTime now you can. With SharePlay, you can watch together, listen together, and even share your screen. Something almost every other video connection app has been able to do since the beginning of time. FaceTime now also supports spatial audio. Spatial audio in itself is a pretty cool feature, but not sure how useful it is for a FaceTime call. The real upgrade is that you can now have FaceTime calls with someone who doesn't even have FaceTime. That's right, you can now share a link with friends and family to a FaceTime call, and they can connect just by clicking on it from either a Windows or Android device. To repeat that, you can now FaceTime someone who has an Android or even just a Windows PC, or really just anybody with access to a browser. The call is still end-to-end encrypted, so it's just as secure as it always has been. You can even schedule these FaceTime calls on your calendar. Just plop that link in a calendar invite and invite people. So now FaceTime is really getting closer to being a real video calling app you can use in your day-to-day work or play or whatever. And since a lot of people have gotten used to working remotely over the past year, it seems appropriate that in iOS 15, the Do Not Disturb functionality gets a bit of an expansion here too. Now expanded into new focus modes, a new way to signal your status to others and silence notifications. Now this is neat because you can customize these and even only block notifications by app if you want it, and say certain apps can notify you. And your contacts will even be notified that you are in a focused state. So perhaps your notifications are turned off, so maybe you're focusing and they get notified, your friends, and they won't be hammering your messages, so there's like 30 of them for you to catch up on when you're done focusing. Unless, of course, they're like my friends and they don't care because, of course, they know you're focusing and are going to do it on purpose. But don't worry about all those notifications. Those get a bit of a polish as well in iOS 15. Notifications gets a nice upgrade here and looks like it is heading in the right direction. Android might still be superior in this area, but iPhone is getting better. Simply by grouping notifications together and enhancing them with intelligent summaries and rich app icons for easier recognition makes for a nicer experience. And the user experience is exactly what changes in Safari too. It's a small change, but if you're like me and you can't reach the top corner of your phone with your thumb, the answer is either to upgrade to the iPhone 12 or 13 mini, or it's the new Safari in iOS 15. With the new bottom tab bar, and I've seen some mixed reviews of this, but in my opinion, it's a subtle and welcome change where now I can actually reach the Safari address bar, which now lives at the bottom. You can also swipe more seamlessly to your tabs, but that takes a little getting used to because it is very responsive. You might swipe back and forth accidentally. But if you're a creature of habit or just don't like change, don't worry your pretty little head about it, because you can still go into the settings and change it back to the way things always used to be. That change in Safari was subtle, but Maps seems to get a bunch of enhancements that are a lot less subtle. I have no idea if Apple Maps is in any way getting better than Google Maps, but this one feature sure is setting them apart. When you're getting turn-by-turn directions while walking, you can now hold up your phone and you can view the directions in augmented reality displayed over your surroundings so you can see exactly which way you're supposed to go. Now this, I have to say, is a much cooler and useful application of augmented reality than, just placing an imaginary IKEA chair in the corner of your living room. Now, it's cool to see an application of augmented reality that can be this useful, and in iOS 15, there's even cooler application of artificial intelligence as well. Live text in photos is a whole new feature that allows you to interact with text captured in a picture. Actually, this can happen in different ways. You can take a picture of something and select the text from it to copy, paste, search, whatever. Or even select text from a picture already taken. So go in your photos, you can do this from any picture. This is an interesting application of AI, which enables you to select that text, make a call, send an email, look up directions, or even translate something with just a tap on a photo. To do this, all you need to do is tap to select a text in a photo, or open your camera and point. Then this little icon will appear in the lower right. Select it to capture and select the text that you want. Now, I had some mixed results in my testing, but this is definitely in the realm of something that's just going to get better over time as the AI continues to get trained. Another great area of improvement in iOS 15 is the weather app. This should come as no surprise, as in 2020, Apple acquired the popular hyperlocal weather app Dark Sky, a very popular weather app back on Android. Now, the Dark Sky service has been shut down since July of 2021, and looks like those features were all rolled into the weather app. And they're awesome. Radar, air quality, humidity, and up to the minute hyperlocal weather conditions, which seems very cool. Now, I'm not an Android user. I never used Dark Sky, so I'm not sure how accurate to expect this information, but the weather app gets a boost of steroids in this update. Okay, y'all, and a bonus feature that is kind of a hidden gem in iOS 15 upgrade that I wanted to highlight is background noise. Now, with background noise, you can now use your phone to generate on-device sound like rain, ocean waves, or just some white noise. This is something a lot of people currently watch an 8-hour YouTube video for. And trust me, there's channels out there for this, to focus. So you can study, work, relax, or maybe even put a baby to sleep. This can be accessed now by adding the hearing section to your control center. Then you just tap and select your sound. Then focus away. I'm gonna turn on some soothing rain sound to help me work on my next video. So thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you got any value from this video, it sure does help me if you give it a like. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.